Hey everybody, welcome back to the Daily Bern. Come on in. This is the war room of the political revolution. What this is a daily inspirational, motivational show for all of us that are out there every day fighting in this political revolution in order to change our government into one that works for the people. Please like and share, get this out as far as you can, and comment. Any interaction in the show helps us do better in the algorithm and get out to more viewers. So smash the like buttons, comment, and share. All of that. That all helps us. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming to today's episode of the Daily Bern. I'm your host, Sean Yankee, and today I thought we would talk a little bit about the importance of discipline. Now, Webster's defines discipline as control that is gained by requiring that rules or orders be obeyed and punishing bad behavior, or a way of behaving that shows a willingness to obey rules or orders. And finally, behavior that is judged by how well it follows a set of rules or orders. Now, discipline is at the core of achieving your goals. You have got to have the discipline to keep going when it gets hard. This life doesn't give you anything. You have got to work to get what you want, and hard work takes discipline. The discipline to push through the challenges and the pain, the discipline to keep going when you're tired, and the discipline to keep doing it even when you don't want to. And that's how you achieve your goals. So develop a strong sense of self-discipline. Train your mind to focus on your goals and ignore the weak thoughts that tell you to quit or to give up. Never quit. Get back up and keep moving forward, and you can get what you want. Now, a lot of what I talk about on this show is centered around belief in yourself. We are misled about our true strength from birth, never taught how to unlock our true potential. School didn't teach us how to think for ourselves. It taught us to repeat what we were told. And the media distracts and divides us, lies to us instead of informing us. This whole system is designed to keep you from realizing your true potential and to make you weak. You have to retrain your brain. Remove as many negative influences as you can from your life and get away from the media. Remove negative people from your life. Watch what you take in. Be careful what you expose yourself to. Watch what shows you watch and even what music you listen to. If it isn't enriching your life, cut it loose. It is doing nothing but dragging you down. Replace it with things that build you up and inspire you, and that will make you stronger. That will help you retrain your brain to see the challenges as opportunities and to see quitting as a non-option. And it will take incredible self-discipline. But if you persist through the hard times and endure when you're weak and you want nothing more than your goal, you will achieve whatever it is that you want. Guaranteed. Now, what we're trying to do here is huge. It is. I'm well aware of that. And we're up against quite a lot. No doubt. That's very true. But this is not impossible. This can be done. And what is happening right now is exactly how it happens. Now, I include a link in the description of every episode of the Daily Bern to BernieSanders.com. Please go there and see if there's any way that you can join the close to 3 million of us that are volunteering to help get Bernie elected, or donate any amount. Any amount would help. I ask while you're there, though, that you get a bumper sticker. If you drive a car, you need a bumper sticker on that car. And the reason is that little gesture, just putting a bumper sticker on your car and driving around like normal, it shows support for the campaign, of course, but it inspires people, and it's little things like that that really do make a big difference, and you'd be amazed. But I really believe that is how we do this. We grow our movement through inspiration and excitement. We are the front runners. Let's act like it. I know a lot is at stake here, but we are winning this fight. Let's act like we're winning. Be confident. Stay strong, and that confidence will radiate and inspire others. Let's grow our movement through education and inspiration instead of trying to do it through pleading and confrontation. We're smart. Let's use that strength to our advantage and be more intelligent in our approach. Because people are easily led, and they like to be on the winning team. Most people like to do what is popular. And most people are afraid to risk anything or take a leap of faith on their own. But if they see others doing it, they are more likely to take that risk. Human psychology is used against us. So why wouldn't we use it to our own advantage as well? Let's stop trying to force people awake and instead just gently nudge them in the right direction. Sprinkle seeds instead of trying to bust down the door. Yes, the house is on fire. Things are bad. We are running out of time and we need to win this fight. But we will have a much better chance if we play it smart than if we panic. Just stick to the plan and keep moving forward. Know that we are on the right path and doing the right things in order to win this fight and make real change happen. Now, the media will hide it the best they can, but a mass awakening is happening right now in this country, and we are on the front lines of a revolution that is going to take this greed-driven system down once and for all. People want to laugh and say that we're naive to believe that we can do that. That is the way change has always happened. It's the only way change ever will happen. When the people stand united and demand it, change happens. That's how we've gotten everything that we take for granted today. We've forgotten how to fight, and it's by design. We were never taught how to fight. There's no class in school that teaches you how to take place in a democracy. They don't want you to know how. They don't want us informed and active. But that's exactly what we're going to be. And that is why we're going to win. Because we're doing the right thing here. This revolution has to happen. These greedy psychopaths will destroy us all if they're not if they're not stopped. We're the only ones that can stop them. No hero is going to ride in and save us. Bernie is not going to save us. He can't save us. No one man can. No one woman can. No one person can save us. We have got to take ownership of this fight, realize that this is our responsibility, and then move forward, do the work, and make this change happen. And we can win. Not Bernie. Us. We need to remember that Bernie is just our candidate. And electing Bernie isn't even the end of this fight. I love Bernie Sanders, don't get me wrong. We have a fantastic candidate. But we need to realize this is ours. This is ours. And if we own that, and enough of us realize that and take on the responsibility and do the work, then we will win. It's just a fact. But thanks again, everyone, for coming and hanging out with us during the live premiere or watching it later on, whenever you happen to catch this show. And if you shared, thank you so much. This needs to spread. And any interaction in the show helps us a lot, and I really appreciate you helping me get this message out there, so thank you. Real quick, I wanted to mention a few comments from yesterday's burn that we didn't get to during the show. All right, so Alyssa was here, and she was asking how to get a Bernie yard sign. Now, I've been watching the campaign site for the yard signs because I want one myself, but I know you can get them if you go to a campaign office. If you go to your local campaign office, whichever one's nearest to you, and they'll have them there. So that'd be a good place to get them. Or you can find someone tabling or something like that, because I don't think they have them on the site yet. Last I checked, they weren't up there yet. But Rob was here and mentioned that a lot of unions are announcing their support of Bernie Sanders. And his latest little tweak to Medicare for All is going to really boost that, because he's tweaked the plan now to make it to where the companies, when they save all this money by not having to supply healthcare to their employees, have to pass them savings on to their employees in some way, whether it be higher wages or benefits. They have to pass the savings of not having to supply healthcare onto the employees. So that was a great addition to Medicare for All and helped get a lot of this union support back. Because a lot of these union members were upset. They negotiated for these really nice benefit packages, and I guess I can see their point. They didn't want all that work to just go out the window. So as long as it's going to benefit them and that the employers aren't going to be able to just pocket that savings, there's a clause in there to make them reinvest it into their employees, which is great and is, I think, helping with all this union support. Rolf was here, and Rolf is a friend of mine that does a show. Um, I can't remember exactly what it is offhand, but it's out of Louisville, Kentucky. And Bernie was just in Kentucky. And Rolf was reminding everyone that we need to get rid of Mitch McConnell. But the Democrat establishment candidate that's running against Mitch is not any better than Mitch. I mean, she's an establishment shill. I guess she's better than Mitch, but we can do better, is the point. There is a Bernie crap progressive running against Mitch in that primary, trying to get the nomination, running against Amy, I guess, the Democratic nominee, the one that has all the support. So Stephen could really use our support. And then you can always vote for Amy over Mitch later on down the road. But if we can, let's get the right guy in the office. It's not enough just to vote these people out that need to be voted out. You got to vote them out intelligently. Yes, Mitch McConnell needs to go. He just obstructs. That's all he does. That's his role, and he does a very good job of it, but he needs to go. I'm just saying we can do better than what the establishment is offering us with their candidate. We have a true progressive running in Kentucky, and it would be monumental to get a real progressive elected to the Senate in Kentucky. So look into Stephen Cox and see, see if you feel like I do, that he's the better alternative to this Amy lady. I don't even know her last name, but I have read a lot of bad things about her being a sellout establishment shill and also having a CIA background. There's a lot about her I don't like, but I really shouldn't have said anything because I'm not super informed on her, but I know she's establishment approved, which right away makes me turn my nose up at her. So look at Stephen Cox in Kentucky, and thanks, Rolf, for mentioning that. And that was about it from the comments yesterday. Next, we're going to head over to the newsroom and look at some news stories that I picked out to go over with you. The first headline that I picked to look at today has to do with the latest polls. Now, in the latest polls, they have Bernie, Elizabeth Warren, and Joe Biden now in the dead heat. They got them in a three-way tie. And this headline asks, are Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, and Elizabeth Warren really in a dead heat? It's complicated. Now, I didn't read this article, and I don't need to. I'm sure Douglas Perry did a fantastic job writing this piece, but it is complicated. And the reason it's complicated is these polls are hot garbage, right? They're a manipulation tactic. They're using it against the people. And if you do you really believe, does anybody really believe that Biden never had a double-digit lead over Bernie Sanders, that Biden was really polling over 30%? Do you believe that for a second? Joe Biden has ran for president twice. This is his third time running for president. He has never won a primary. Not one single primary. These polls, they're manufactured. They can get whatever result they aim to get. And that's what they do. They rig it to fit whatever narrative they want, but they know that the voting's going to start soon. And they got made to look like fools in 2016. And it's not that that'll stop them from lying. It's just they know that the voting's coming up. And I think that they also know that they're going to have to let Biden go. Biden is tanking, and I think the establishment is going to pull their support off of him and maybe put it on Warren. For a long time, I thought Harris, for sure. But Harris may have imploded too. Maybe Tulsi did enough damage to Harris to make them go to Warren. But even if they went to Warren, Warren is a wolf in sheep's clothing, but even if they went to Warren, they're going to pull the rug out from under Warren. And I think they'll switch back to Harris, even with the damage that Tulsi's done to Harris. They'll find a way to try and fix that. The next piece that I picked to talk about is a hit piece from Fox. And it is about, this has been trending on Twitter and going around, and I figured we might as well get into it. They were in San Francisco, and this restaurant owner says that Bernie himself, not anyone else, but Bernie himself, was rude and cranky with him and wouldn't take a picture or sign an autograph. So the reason why I'm going to read from this piece is to show you that this article, the incentive of the owner of this restaurant in this article is that this article is basically a commercial for John's Grill. Okay. So, anyways, the owner of a San Francisco restaurant famous for hosting politicians claims Senator Bernie Sanders lost his vote in the 2020 election after the Vermont Democratic candidate was rude and cranky to his servers. John Constant, who owns the 111-year-old John's Grill, told Politico many Democrats dined at his bistro while the Democratic National Committee was in town. And Sanders arrived for dinner with about 15 members of his campaign team and was not nice to any of the staff and didn't want to shake hands or have his picture taken. He says it was all very nice except for cranky Bernie. I think he was just hungry and didn't want to be a politician. He lost my vote. See, this is a secondhand story. Right away, he's admitting that he wasn't even involved in this. But again, and it goes on. There's John's Grill again, the media contact for John's Grill. John's Grill has a media contact? Anyways, where do they say it again? They plug this restaurant 3 or 4 times in this ad and in the video. I'm not going to play you the video, but they plug it in the video too. And that's the incentive of the restaurant owner. There's no such thing as bad publicity. But don't go to John's Grill. The last headline that I thought we would look at during the news today comes from CNN. And the headline is Bernie Sanders' new climate plan asks Democrats, do you want a revolution or not? Now, the answer is no, they don't. That's why they don't even want to have a debate on climate change. But Bernie just unleashed his new Green New Deal plan, and the $16.3 trillion plan envisions a rapid and comprehensive transformation of a key economic sector. And that would be the auto and utility industries through a huge increase in federal authority and spending. So they would take control of these industries in order to rein them in. But in combination with his Medicare for All proposal, he's pushing the Democratic establishment because the people want these things, and well, of course they do. We're 10 years out from a climate crisis. The people are demanding that we do something, and Bernie's laying it on the table. His plan makes real action that will get results, and it makes sense as well, and it makes money. It creates jobs. The plan is solid, and we have to do something. So it's going to put them in a position where they're going to have to either come up with their own thing, and it's going to have to be aggressive. There's no half measures here. There's no middle ground. You can't pussyfoot around about climate change. We have to rein these companies in and stop the damage that they're doing. And with putting such an aggressive proposal out there, Bernie is increasing the intensity and the pressure on these other shills up there on the stage to bring something to the dialogue too, to show what they're willing to do and to prove to all the people watching that he is the one that actually cares to do something about this and actually has a plan to do something about this. So that was the news that I wanted to share with you guys today. Next, let's get into what's going on with the campaign. If you want to stay informed with what's going on in the Bernie Sanders campaign and with our revolution, text Bernie to 67760, and that will enroll you in the texting program. And volunteers like me will send you out texts whenever there's relevant information to something going on in your area or things that you need to know about the revolution. Or get the Bern app. That's another great way to stay informed. And it allows you to do cool little things like a My Bernie story, where you record a short video on why you support Bernie Sanders that you can share out on your social media, things like that. And also to add friends, and it counts you as a supporter. They're really neat tools. But the source that I follow hasn't announced where they're going to go next. But the campaign is focusing mostly on opening campaign offices all across the country because they're trying to stay ahead of the support. The support has been so massive for the campaign. With 3 million volunteers, it's crazy. Close to 3 million donations. We're killing this. We really are. We're doing a fantastic job. And the campaign is doing a fantastic job, more importantly. They're running a great campaign. If we hold up our end, they're definitely going to hold up theirs. We've just got to realize that nobody does our part for us. Nobody. Bernie Sanders is not here to save us. He has done a fantastic job. He has laid the foundation, he's put the plan in motion, he's helped us build this revolution. But we have got to do the work. If we don't do that, then this don't get done. This problem, this mess that we have found ourselves in, we have got to be the ones to fix it. We have got to be the ones to do something about it. No one else is going to or can. This is our job, and no one likes to hear it, and I turn a lot of people off when I say it. But we're responsible for the way things are, not directly, but through inaction. We fell asleep at the wheel. We let greedy psychopaths run wild and buy up control and influence over our government and our media and our entire way of life. And they have gotten a hold over our society, and to undo that is going to take us standing together by the millions, moving forward, staying strong, staying united, and doing the work, putting in the effort to make change, and then seeing it through. As I said earlier, this does not end with getting Bernie Sanders elected. That is not the end of this fight. That is just the beginning. It's like during the debates when they would ask Bernie, well, how do you get this done? It's like millions of people stand united and demand it. We have to take all of this. They're not going to give us any of it. We have to kick in the door and we have to take it. And that's what we're coming to do. We're not coming to negotiate. And every opportunity to do so, we need to overwhelm them with our numbers. We need to understand that, yes, they're going to do everything that they possibly can to rig this. Guaranteed. They will use everything that they used before and probably use new things we haven't seen yet. They'll do all they can. They already are doing new things. In the caucuses, they're going to allow telephone voting. Think about how easily manipulated that is, or that would be. So they're already pulling stuff. But we are going to have to overwhelm them at every opportunity. And that's our role in this. And our role is also to spread the truth, be the media, inform people. And like I said earlier in the monologue, I think we do that by inspiring and, creating opportunities to educate people about, things like Medicare for all and easing their fears about taxes and stuff like that. Because a lot of fear and propaganda is being thrown at the regular person right now. And a lot of times we get mad at them, but I think we all realize what they're up against. And we rose above it. We know that it's possible and it can be done, but it's not entirely their fault. They're under attack, and it's the job of the woke to wake the others. But we have to work on our approach. We need to be smart about this. We're intelligent. Let's use that, But thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching the show. I really appreciate that. Come back and see us on Friday. We will be having our 100th episode celebration. So I'm pretty excited about that. I got a big show planned for Friday, and I'm going to pack it. So make sure you show up Friday and for the 100th episode. That should be really cool. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. We've only been doing this show for 3 months, but we've already built up quite a following. I'm really excited about that. And thank you if you commented and shared and participated in the show. I really appreciate that. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of the Daily Bern. Stay out there fighting. I see you out there. I'm out there with you. Know you're not alone. Just do all you can. I'll see you tomorrow for another episode.